This is The Top, where I interview entrepreneurs who are number one or number two in their industry in terms of revenue or customer base. You'll learn how much revenue they're making, what their marketing funnel looks like, and how many customers they have.
I'm now at $20,000 per talk.
5 and 6 million.
He is hell-bent on global domination. We just broke our 100,000 unit sold mark.
And I'm your host, Nathan Latka.
When I do webinar interviews or I give big speeches to thousands of people all over the world, I usually will talk about data and sometimes show my dashboards, like my SaaS dashboard as I'm growing my SaaS company to top inbox, or my website dashboard, which shows how I take impressions to convert them into email leads and convert them into customers for nathanlatka.com. The funny thing is, guys, I build these dashboards with myself, no developer, and it's basically free. And I use one tool to do it. You can see the tool at nathanlatka.com/analytics. I'll tell you more later in the show. This is episode 648, and coming up tomorrow morning, you'll learn from Pablo Estevez of Hola Gus, which has raised $1.4 million, helping clients automate support with artificial intelligence. Good morning, everybody. Our guest this morning is Peter Aronso. He's an award-winning journalist whose work has been featured on NPR and Marketplace. He's also been a vice president in the corporate world. Now, his startup helps Mexicans transform that notorious Mexican tap water into perfectly drinkable, clean-tasting, purified water. Peter, are you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely. So, as you know, you're not supposed to drink the water in Mexico. Mexicans have gotten that message loud and clear. And that means that Mexico has become the number one consumer per capita of bottled water in the world.
What is that number, Peter?
It's a $15 billion a year industry, and it's been growing like 8 to 10% a year.
Peter, Peter, hold on. What is the per capita? How many drinks per capita or bottled water per capita per month?
I don't have that number. Okay,
or what is give me some metric around how many actual bottles Mexicans are drinking.
Okay, 70% of the 70% of the bottled water that's consumed in Mexico are these 5-gallon jugs, and typical family will be buying about 2 of those per week, which means that the average Mexican family is spending more per month on their drinking water than on their broadband and phone line combined.
Which is how much?
Which is about well, it doesn't sound like a lot in American terms, which is about $20, but for Mexicans, that's a significant expenditure for drinking water.
Do you know what that is as a percentage of their yearly or monthly revenue or income?
I don't have that figure.
That's okay. All right, good. So let's go back real quick. What's the name of the company?
The company is called Biluu.
Biluu, and spell that for us so people can go check it out.
Biluu, and the website is biluu.mx.
And award-winning journalists have been featured on NPR, Marketplace. What got you excited about kind of jumping into startup world?
Right. So I had been curious about the startup world and about the business world in general, and I had a job in India as a corporate vice president for a U.S.-Indian joint venture. I was living in Mumbai, and after that stint was over, I ended up in the Himalayas in India, and you can imagine the water quality there. You can't drink the water. So I was boiling water, and it's a real pain. And eventually I saw that people have these water purifiers and different types of things in their homes. But coming from a background as an investigative journalist, I was very skeptical. Before making use of any of those things, I really wanted to know what was in the water that was a threat, what needed to be taken out, what should be kept in, and how these technologies work, whether they actually work. So I put all those investigative journalist skills to work to find out these things. And what I found out is that, yes, there are things you need to take out of the water, but that not every technology does it equally, and that there are some that are very environmentally unfriendly. So after a while, I realized that, hey, there are technologies that can purify water well and that can do it sustainably, but most of them won't. And that if we could identify one that does it best, there's a huge market in Mexico. And so when my wife, who's Mexican, and I returned to Mexico, we decided to start Biluu.
Very cool. And walk us through how you're kind of building this as a sustainable business. How do you generate revenue? What's your business model?
So first of all, we are a for-profit business. This is not a nonprofit. I think that's really important in terms of growth. Right now, we're doing direct sales through internet, and also we're doing promotion via YouTube. Not just our own videos. I'm talking about, for example, like a cooking show where they make use of Biluu on the show and they promote it. The main challenge that we're facing in Mexico is changing people's habits. Because for the past 30 years or so, people have really gotten into the habit of buying bottled water. And if water doesn't come out of a bottle, they don't have that trust factor. So we've had to establish trust through laboratory tests and through proving to people scientifically why our water is as good or better than bottled water.
But Peter, one of the things I'm looking at though is at your online store. Are these the two products you sell? It's the Biluu BT100 Advanced Purification System and the BT100 cartridge set.
That's it.
Okay, got it. So I mean, look, if I've never lived in Mexico. I don't know many Mexican families, but if I tried to be empathetic for a second, if I'm spending $20 per week on these 2 5-gallon jugs of water, but this Biluu BT100 Advanced Purification System costs $3,849. If I just do a simple payback kind of period equation, you're looking at, what is that, 192 weeks if I divide 20 into that price, or the payback period is about 3.7 years. So why would someone, how do you get them to switch their behavior?
I want to walk this back a little bit. There's a little point of confusion here. The dollar sign in Mexico is used to symbolize the peso.
Okay.
So that's 3,849 pesos, which is about $170.
Got it. Okay. Well, that makes much more sense. So $170, and the $20 figure you gave me earlier, that was US dollars, not pesos, right?
Yeah, that was US dollars. So actually, if you're a family of 4 and you're going through 2 of these 5-gallon jugs a week.
Can I close out that thought for a second? So one,
Sure.
Just to be clear, because I was wrong, right? $170 US dollars, you could buy that and save $20 a week. Am I understanding that properly?
Exactly. For $170, you're basically going to get virtually unlimited tap water. Sorry, let me rephrase that. For $170, you're going to get virtually unlimited purified drinking water for a year until you have to change your cartridges. Because in most cases, those cartridges are going to last you an entire year, at least in a home setting. So
how many? And Peter, where are you? I was going to say, where are you to date, though? Right. So how many of these have you sold in Mexico to date?
We have about 1,500 people drinking our water every day now. We've got traction, and we're just looking to ramp up sales.
So just to be clear, 1,500 people have bought this purification system in Mexico.
We have 1,500 users, 1,500 people drinking our water.
Okay, and you said the average family is of 4. Can I divide 1,500 by 4 to actually get the amount of people that have purchased?
Well, some of our installations have also been in restaurants, cafes, and offices.
Oh,
I'm including those.
I see. Got it.
It's not just for home use.
So you have 1,500. Okay, that's great. Good to know. So you have 1,500 total users, but give me the number in terms of actual quantity. How many of these bad boys are out there in the ecosystem?
We've got about 100 units out there right now.
Got it. So you were saying earlier you were having issues with sales. Why do you feel like you have issues with sales?
It's a trust factor. So what we're trying to overcome is the past in Mexico. There were water filters here a long time ago. They weren't effective water filters. They weren't scientifically proven. They didn't do their job properly. And they made the water taste weird. So when people try our water, the first thing they say is, hey, this doesn't taste like water that comes out of a filter. This actually tastes really good. It tastes as good as or better than bottled water. But since it's a physical product where you want to try and you want to taste the water, it has to spread through word of mouth more than marketing strategy. And actually 42% of our growth has come from referrals.
Got it. And what is in terms of actually kind of building this initial prototype, what's it costing you to build this thing?
Okay, so we're not actually manufacturing it ourselves. So that's not a problem at the moment. But this exclusive technology is unique, and some of the issues that we're dealing with there are just the fluctuation of the peso, because there's some questions about. Let's hold on. Let's take this back. Can we edit this out?
No. So Peter, you're a distribution company. Did you bought exclusivity to the technology? Is that how it worked?
Yes, we have an exclusive license to this technology.
Okay, got it. And how, for someone listening right now that maybe is thinking about the same kind of deal, I mean, how does that deal work? Is it a flat fee plus royalties, or how's that work?
It's a volume commitment.
Okay. So what volume did you have to commit to?
Well, those numbers are confidential, but we're talking about 6-figure sales.
Got it. You had to put up more than 6 figures for the amount that they required you to buy.
we need to maintain those kind of numbers in order to see our exclusivity continue down the line.
I see. Okay. So where did you get, I mean, you have history kind of in corporate and journalism as well. The capital for this, I mean, have you raised capital or did you self-fund?
My partner and I have both self-funded.
Okay. Totally self-funded. And what's your team size to date?
Right now, we're 5 people.
5 folks. Are you all based in Mexico?
We're all based in Mexico.
Very cool. Which part?
Mexico City.
Oh, good. Very good. And what is so you've got 100 folks that are units kind of out in the wild that reach about 1,500 people drinking kind of weekly, you mentioned. How do you...
Daily.
Oh, daily. Sorry. How do you scale this thing? I mean, how do you get out to more? How are you driving sales?
Right now, what we're trying to do is we're looking at brand ambassadors. So as I mentioned, we reached out to people who've got a YouTube audience that's very sizable. We've got one brand ambassador who's got user engagement of 2 million people per month, and they're promoting Biluu on their internet show. We're also reaching out on Facebook with Facebook marketing and Google AdWords.
Like I told you guys at the top of this episode, I have amazing data, and you guys know from my interview style, I love data. But what I love more than data is making it actionable via beautiful dashboards that I can view on my phone, on my TVs in my living room, or even on my laptop as I'm traveling. And the company that I use to create these dashboards, which pulls in data from my Libsyn backend, my Google Analytics backend, Salesforce, and other data sources, is called Clipfolio. You can see an example executive dashboard or my social media command center or my web metrics dashboard at nathanlatka.com/analytics. That's nathanlatka.com/analytics. And you can try it there for free for 3 months. It's Clipfolio. You can try it free for 3 months. Everybody else has to pay. So you get it free for 3 months. Alan's a good friend. He's the CEO of the company. He came on the show. I said, I love your product. Can I feature it? So nathanlatka.com/analytics. Go check it out now. Got it. Makes good sense. Peter, let's wrap up here with the famous 5. These are easy questions. You ready?
Yeah.
Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
The Founder's Dilemmas by Noam Wasserman.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
No.
Number 3, is there a favorite online tool you have, like HostGator?
I'm really enjoying HubSpot CRM right now.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
7.
And what's your situation? Married, single, do you have kids?
Married, no kids by choice.
Good. That's good. How old are you?
46.
All right, last question, Peter. Take us back 26 years. What's a lesson you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Wow. Looking back, I would say that I think every college core curriculum should include business courses and the GTD methodology. So I really wish that at 20, I had known both of those things.
What's the GTD methodology?
If you're not familiar with it, it's Getting Things Done. There's a book by David Allen. And it's basically a way of prioritizing your tasks and separating them into contexts so that like you get all your phone calls done at once, you get all your email done at once, and you get your tasks organized into projects.
There you guys have it from Peter Aronso. Again, 5 folks in Mexico City helping, trying to change habits there in Mexico, getting people to drink tap water using their device. They're replacing families paying $20 per week on 2 5-gallon jugs of water with instead paying $170 for their system. They've got 100 of those systems in the wild right now, serving about 1,500 Mexican tap water drinkers daily. I hope, Peter, that metric was accurate how I put it, but thank you so much for taking us to the top.
Thanks so much.
If you enjoyed Peter today, go back and listen to Ty Lopez's business partner, Alex Mayer, yesterday. It's an $89 per month product called Mentor Box, and at launch, they sold 800 units for $80,000 in the initial test run. It would mean the world to me if you guys got any value from this episode, if you would go leave a review on iTunes right now and then subscribe. You know, I hustle like heck to get these episodes out every freaking day for you guys, and trust me, I love it. I would do it with no listeners, but boy, oh boy, it makes my day, and it makes my team's day when we see great reviews and get your feedback. So thanks so much. Okay, Top Tribe, I love giving away free money. I feel like Oprah giving away cars, and I have something special for you today. How many of you have heard our super sharp guests talk about success they've had with Facebook and Google Ads? Well, all of you listening right now, yes, if you're listening, you get $100 in free AdWords. Here's how you get it, okay? Again, thanks for listening. Get the free $100 from Google, right, when you sign up with my website host provider, HostGator. Go sign up now to get your free money. HostGator.com/Nathan. Again, that's HostGator.com/Nathan.